All right, back at it today. I'm just gonna I think, pull as much more of this wiring out of the way as we can because it really it's just getting in the way. It's becoming a bit of a headache, and it shouldn't be too bad. Just put it back in. So we'll get a little more out of here. Try to get some of this rat's nest material cleaned out, and just continue scraping the floors. I mean, the stuff's popping off really easy. Everything on this side I did yesterday with a screwdriver in like 15 minutes. And so we'll hit some of the harder stuck on areas and get the wire wheel out. I don't want to wire wheel too much until I have stuff to paint over this, because I kind of worry about this just turning into one big headache of surface rust. So we'll get things out of the way and kind of keep it sprayed down with WD-40 until our metal prep comes in. Now, the monitor's being a little goofy today. The color's all screwed up. We had an incident where somebody in the house, unnamed, needed sound, and they had a headphone jack that was green, so they shoved it into the green component video port, and I thought this thing was broken. I was surprised it even turned on. So anyway, if it keeps working, it keeps working. Maybe it's just maybe it's a little cold or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm trying to save that brisket. So even though it's super tasty and acceptable by probably even crappy restaurant standards, I think it can be better, and I think I did undercook it. So I've got it back in the oven, single probe in, this one on the left. So we're gonna let that get up over 200, close to 200, and then we'll start probing it with another temperature probe to just kind of see if it feels right. So I put a slice in a pan and fried it on really low heat, and it started to kind of fall apart the way that it should. So I think there's still hope left to make it into a more perfect brisket instead of just an okay brisket. But we'll find out soon enough. And then I'm finding stuff like this. Like, what the hell's that? Like, we're just gonna cut a wire that, who knows, goes to the tail light clearly, and then hook it up with, what is a diode, and it didn't go to anything on the other end anyway. Okay, take two. This time I remembered to shut the radio off. So wiring's out. Just looks a lot easier to work on. You don't have to worry about damaging anything really. You can scrape all that crap out, and then we'll just be waiting on parts. In the meantime, stretch the harness out. It looks like the wind's died down enough. So you got steering column, just goes to power and fuse box and stuff. These are all for the windows, so power windows, and their corresponding wiring goes all over the place. And then this cluster of junk, that's the cruise control module. Then you have this main harness that goes back to the fuel pump and the tail lights. So and then the guy over there runs that vacuum pump for the locks. And then this is all the stuff that I pulled out of the engine bay, and really the important part off of that is just so that we have headlights and turn signals, windshield washer stuff. I'll think of what else. Little miscellaneous switches and whatnot, but the core of the wiring now that the car needs to run is in the Mark IV, because we're going to use as much of that as possible. So you should be able to get this thing moving around in the driveway without any of those other wires. Yeah, so I have a good feeling about the brisket solution. It's pulled it out at 210. Thermometer slides in and out real nice, not like when it was first done. So it'll be down in here in the meat blanket, we call it, for an hour, and then we'll pull it out for a late lunch at like 1:30 and see how she did. Meat blanket's not allowed inside. It gets stored out here in the garage. I washed it once and it made the washing machine smell like bacon for weeks. No, scraping this stuff out is it's awful. It's just awful. And I gotta imagine that it's because it's not super rusty. I think the stuff on the floor is probably just as awful when people did this a decade ago on clean cars. So I feel a little bit of their pain, but the floors were still easy, so it doesn't count. Okay, so brisket recook update. I can't even cut through the bark without it starting to come apart. So I think we may have won this one. I'm going to flip it upside down, try to get a proper slice off of it, but good news so far. Oh. So that was the trick. I undercooked it, and it accepted being cooked again pretty well. I mean, this stuff that's how I like it. It just peels right apart like that. But it's not mushy. It's still firm, but it just separates. So really, really happy with that outcome. I ended up putting it back in the oven to 210 degrees and let it rest for an hour. When I initially took it out, You know, it had been on there almost 24 hours. Well, no, probably about 20 hours. And I was 185 on one side and like 198 on the other side. I figured it would have been good to go, but I should have trusted my gut and kept it in longer, gone to like 205 or more and rested it 2 hours just like normal, and I bet it would have been fine. So either way, there's a way to save your brisket. It's never too far gone as long as you didn't overcook it. So the heat gun actually works fairly well. It's not as fast as the torch, but I don't feel like I'm going to set the car and or house on fire. And I'm just going over it with a green Scotch Brite and WD-40 to get the little last tiny pieces off. It tends to peel them up. Got some spots of the wire wheel dug in, but nobody's going to see it. We're going to seal it up so it doesn't rust, and it was worth trying on some of these to get the method down before we go into the awful part. So it's going to take a lot of time. So it finally happened. I keep a list, and the wife put her own items on it that she wants me to do. So we're just going to get rid of those. There we are. Yeah, what she's talking about though is we need to finish this pantry. I kind of built this thing in a rush, and some of the details aren't done. I need to fix up the drawers a little bit, do these corners, and then there's a shelf she wants here, just a little short one to put like spices and whatnot on. But we did load up on honey because I got a 5-gallon coming for the mead stuff, and then look at this. Really, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't too bad. That discoloration along the bottom, I think, is that sealant from me wire wheeling over it. So it's not actually the sticky stuff, it's the glue they put in between the panels, as far as I can tell. So I think until we wire wheel the rest, that's just good to go. What we might go ahead and do is take a break from car work for the week and do some other stuff. Like, I got this free table saw that my neighbor didn't want anymore because he's kind of going nuts, saying he doesn't have enough space. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna put this out at the road. I was like, does it work? He goes, yes. I was like, well, put it in my garage. So maybe we'll take the stand off that in the sides, because I want to integrate it with a bench one day, and I don't need it taking up a ton of space right now. Then we got the 3-wheeler to get around. We got to try to get a quad to run. So there's plenty of other stuff to do this week instead of car. That way we keep a little bit of our sanity.